Today is titration curves.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. It's too bad you're not here to titrate in person because it's a lot of titrating. So titration is all about the process of using a burette to help you with your calculations. So I always tell people this is like the equivalent to an electronic balance. It reads volume very accurately. You can estimate to the hundredths place. And so if you know the volume that you've used and you know the molarity, you can easily calculate the moles that you've added. And so what we've got today is a strong base, sodium hydroxide, that is in our burette. Now I can tell you the concentration for this is put it over here. Concentration of the NaOH is 0.187. Standardized it yesterday. Okay, so for part one of this lab, we're titrating a strong acid with this standardized NaOH. Your goal is to use the data to create a titration curve, use the titration curve then to help figure out the concentration of the acid. Okay, so we've got a strong acid here. Should turn it back this way. Okay, you want to know the volume used. Hopefully it's right at 20 milliliters.
Looks like you did a pretty decent job measuring it.
Okay. So that's the volume of your strong acid. I'm going to add it to a beaker. And instead of using an indicator, like we did earlier in the year, we're using a pH meter this time around. So the idea is that we're going to add some NaOH, we'll record how much NaOH we've added, and we'll let the pH meter tell us what the pH of the solution is. So you're going to end up with data that is volume of NaOH added versus the pH in the beaker. Right, so in the lab right up there's a data table there so you can record data if you'd like as we're creating. So a pH meter has a little glass electrode. It's probably kind of hard to see. That's what's actually helping us record the pH. I don't know, Mr. Moore, where are you, Joe? Oh, come on.
Oh, no, don't do this.
You son of a gun.
We needed a take two because our pH meter went kaput.
Yeah.
So this is the sample 2.
Mm-hmm.
Strong acid. And before we add any of the sodium hydroxide to it, this is the pH. And now, using the burette, we're going to go by 1 ml at a time until we feel like we're close to the equivalence point.
Right.
Then maybe we'll
Then
slow
try
it
to
down.
Slow down a little bit. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Okay, so there's 1 ml added. Swirl here.
Are you sure you added any, sir? That it doesn't look like it's changing. Let's try again.
Well, that's the best scam in the world. We're really just putting water. No, we're just kidding. There is something significant about that. Okay, there's 2 milliliters added.
Yep, every time we give it a swirl, and the pH should start changing by a whole lot, as you see.
Stabilize?
Yep, that's good.
All right. Okay, there's 3 ml.
3 ml. All right, moving right along.
Yep.
Here's 4.
4 added. Jeez, we haven't even cracked 1 yet.
Nope.
There's 5 added.
Okay.
Alright, 6 added. Wow. 7 added. There's 8 added.
Eight milliliters so far, okay.
8.
We're getting some movement now.
There's 10.
Okay.
Alright. 11. Whoa.
What's going on here? That was quite a jump.
That was a huge jump. I'm only going to add 0.5 this time.
Okay, so what is our current volume in 11?
Right now,
So we're at 11.0, and we'll go to 11.5 this
Yep,
time.
there's 11.5.
No, we're close to the equivalence point, so we'll start going a little bit slower. Be patient. Okay, 0.62, let's go with that.
0.62, okay. Another half. Now this takes us to 12 milliliters.
Okay, that was good. Go full
12
milliliter
and a-
again?
Well, this is 12 and a half.
12 and a half,
I
okay,
don't
okay.
use it.
All right.
I'll go another half just to get to an even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's 13 added.
Okay.
All right, now I'll go a full one. There's 14 added.
And one more to finish us off?
One more, why not? Okay, there's 15 milliliters added.
And I think that's about enough.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that should work, yeah.
Okay.
So,
So we're trying to find the concentration of this strong acid.
right. Use that titration curve to help yourself do that.